From College Town to Central Park, the Dave Matthews Band has grown into one of the most successful acts today, with more than 25 million albums sold to the tune of about $85 million last year alone. Dave Matthews is wrapping up a tour for his first solo CD called Some Devil, and we are thrilled, we mean that, a lot of people here are, to have him live in our studio on today. Hey, Dave, good to see you.
It's good to be here. Thank you for having us again.
It's a pleasure. Last time I saw you, we were in Central Park right before the concert. Just give me a quick sense of what that was like to look out at a sea of 100,000 people on the Great Lawn.
Well, the whole night was perfect. Beforehand, I was shivering by the dressing rooms and pretty nervous, but there was a good feeling out there. So as soon as I walked out there, maybe a couple of tunes in, I started to relax. But it was sort of it certainly blew my mind. I was trying to keep myself together during the whole thing.
I remember talking to you and the guys beforehand, and I said to you in particular, I said, okay, you got this great band going, so successful. Now you got this solo album coming out. I said, does this mean, because we've seen it with other bands in the past, that now you're going to start to go your separate ways and it's the end of the band? Let me give you the quote you gave me. Hell no. So is that still the case?
Yeah, no, it's like, would be like leaving your body. I've said that a few times, but you know, the guys in the band were heroes of mine before we started playing together. I think I may have said that to you. And so when we did, it just was a blessing to me. And so the idea of leaving that behind and all the work we put into it just seems kind of crazy. I would like to do other things, but I think other things just make you feel creative. You know, I don't want to just do one thing. I don't want it to become that.
When you tour now to promote the album, on the solo album, what's the feel you get from it? What do you love about it? What didn't you like about it?
Well, I haven't found anything that I didn't like about it. It was great fun. I mean, it's all good friends of mine as well. You know, Tim Reynolds and Trey Anastasia from Phish. Just great players, and we've been having a ball, and it's new to me because I've never, you know, I was a little unnerving at first, you know, and
you had to make all the decisions basically. It's not kind of equal partners.
No, but you know, I still tend to if I do lead, I tend to try and do it by milking all the greatest points of everyone around me. Like, what do you think? What do you think? You know, I'm from everyone, so I think get the best out of everyone that way. You know, the most creative parts. But that's been a great tour too. I think that'll just hopefully inspire me to get a little more creative with the band too.
Let me jump off on a subject I know you want to talk a little bit more about in some ways you don't, but you got everything going for you right now. You got a great family, you got kids, you're an artist who's getting recognition for your art that most artists would dream of, and you're successful financially. And you did an interview with Rolling Stone and you say, still in this crazy times when your mind gets to twirling a little bit sometimes, you have thoughts about suicide. And I'm just kind of set that straight for me, if you will. I mean,
I think it's always fun, you know, when you read something afterwards. I think maybe the most important point I was trying to make is that, you know, everybody, regardless of where you are in life, or what success or how you measure success, or what failure or how you measure failure, there's always going to be times that are really difficult that sort of consume you, or you feel consumed by them. Things that make you seem trapped, make you feel as though you can't get out of.
What kinds of things, though?
Well,
I guess is what I'm asking.
I think it's anything.
Life.
You know, mistakes you've made, things that come and haunt you, or just sorrow about death, or sorrow about people you've lost, or you know, anything. It can be really anything. It can
be these fleeting moments.
Yeah, I think they can be fleeting. But the point that I think I was probably trying to make in Rolling Stone, and certainly one that I feel strongly about, is that climbing out is such an important thing, you know, and to almost because life is just such a miracle anyway, and death will come to us, and it will come to us all, no matter how many facelifts we have, no matter how much exercise we do, it's coming. It's almost like the only thing in the future that we've already done. That's what I tell myself quite often. So why make a preemptive strike? Because it's coming. So I always feel like life is just, you know, if it seems like the hill is too steep to be able to climb out of, then just turn around and walk down the hill.
Yeah, glide a little bit for a while.
Relax.
You make some political comments in the article as well. I'm not going to get into specifics, but you're not a fan of the Bush administration. When you step on stage over the next several months, do you plan on using the stage as a platform for political views to try and inspire people?
Well, I tend to find the stage a place where everybody that's come, whether to watch or to play, is it's something that I think, this is how I view it, is a place where we get away from ourselves. And maybe some people would view that as irresponsible, but I feel as though it should be, for me, music is something that takes us out of the...
So you don't want to mix?
I don't want to get up there and start bringing it down to the level of politics. I want to keep it up there.
Fair enough. You're going to play for us this morning, and we're all looking forward to that.
Yeah. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you very much for coming back. It's good to see you as well. And of course, we're going to have a live performance from Dave Matthews coming up in just a second. This is Today on NBC.